back, everyone, to the Politics of Survival. And I have with me a very courageous investigative journalist who is in the Donbass region in Ukraine as we speak live. And we're going to talk about her experiences. And she is a German investigative journalist that is also, because of her truth-telling, facing some problems back in Germany. They're actually and I'll let Alina tell you more about that. So welcome, Alina Lipp, and thank you for coming live from Ukraine.
Hello. Thanks.
Yeah, so your story caught my eye. Your journalism, by the way, is excellent. You've been reporting a lot. So can you just start telling the audience who you are and what, the journalism that you're trying to do from Ukraine right now?
Of course. I was born and grew up in Germany. I have a German mom and a Russian father, but he never talked to me in Russian, so I grew up as a typical German. I studied in Germany, have a master's degree in environmental conservation, actually. And after everything began in Ukraine in 2014, I noticed for the first time that there were big differences in what was going on there and what we were told in Germany in the news. So we have lots of family members in Russia, and we could, in my family, read the Russian news and heard from our relatives what was really going on there in Crimea and so on. And there were lots of cases where the German news really lied, or they only told half of the truth, And I got interested in politics. Because I studied environmental conservation, I joined the Green Party, which is nowadays really anti-Russian, but back then I didn't really notice that. And then I decided to go to Crimea to see everything with my own eyes. And when I came back, then problems started in this Green Party, and I've seen everything with my own eyes. I talked to these people there, and they told me, yes, we really want to be with Russia. We don't want to be with Ukraine anymore. And then I opened my first YouTube channel. I became a blogger, you can say, and in German, and told Germans about all this Ukraine, Crimea story. And after I finished studies last year, I came to Russia and met some person from Donetsk who invited me there. He organized a trip. It was very interesting for me. I've never been to Donbass before, and I reported about it, but I've never been there myself. And when I came here to Donetsk for the first time, I was impressed about this life. It was, I can tell about this afterwards, but to say it in one sentence, I was shocked about that. What was going on here, and what the Germans didn't tell. Right. And there were no German journalists here, and never been from the big news. And so because I just finished studies, I had time, and I decided to stay here and to cover the situation, because there's really no other no other person here in Donbass from Germany covering the situation, which is very sad and it's unbelievable. And now I'm almost here for almost a year.
Yeah. And then I was reading that, a lot of investigative journalists that are really covering Ukraine in a real way, in other words, providing balance in the reporting, are being targeted by different Western governments. And so you became a target of your own government. Is that true? And then what were the threats, and what kind of led up to now the paperwork that you got, threatening you basically with prison?
Yeah, I can't believe it either. I started here from zero, you can say. I opened a Telegram channel where I'm publishing videos from, most of the time I do interviews with people living here and translate it to German. And so I'm just photographing, making pictures, filming videos, translating this, telling what is going on here, basically, without my own opinion. And this was very successful, especially after they closed RT in Germany. And so the Germans themselves said in television that my channel was the biggest, most fastly growing channel in Germany. And then the big news started to write in a bad way about me, because, well, they have no correspondence here. They only show the Ukrainian opinion over there. So they directly from the beginning, they were talking about me in a really, really bad way. And then they closed my bank account. Well, first they closed PayPal because I'm independent. I get money only from the people that read me, from subscribers. And mainly I got this money over PayPal. So they freezed the money on PayPal and then, blocked it and deleted this account. And then they closed also my bank account, and then also about 2 months ago, the bank account of my father. It's unbelievable. And the latest thing 1 month ago about first I noticed they took money from my bank account, 1,600 euro, and didn't told me about it. They didn't explain. Nobody explained it to me for about a month. I didn't know what was going on. And then to Germany, I got this letter from, I don't know the English word well, but from authorities telling that they opened a criminal case against me because I'm supporting the Russian invasion, which is illegal. And if I support this is also a criminal act. And this is the reason why they took this money, because I earned money with my criminal act. So they decided to take this money from me. This is basically what this letter was telling. And the most unbelievable thing in this letter was the last sentence. We are not going to invite you to a hearing because this would threat our prosecution.
What?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's that. Yeah. Okay, I'm not familiar with German, laws, but let's. I wanted to kind of take this apart a little bit. First of all, how do they have the reach to go into your father's bank account? Okay, so they say that you've done something criminal, so they're shutting down. They're demonetizing people in the U.S. and Canada too, but they don't go. But they went into your bank account, took money, but how did they shut down your father's? How do they even have the reach to do that?
I have to say, after they closed my bank account, we showed the data of the bank account of my father in my channel. So the people started to give me money over the bank account of my father. This is the reason.
You shut it down too.
Yes, and actually I was also surprised. We looked up the rules of this bank, and in the internet it's really written there that they have the right to close any bank account anytime without giving a reason. So
really?
this is legal, yes. And I have to say, on this bank account they didn't froze the money. So they wrote us, we are going to close your bank account, so move your money away to another bank account.
Okay. Did you get your 1,600 back, or has that just been absorbed into their criminal?
No, the 1,600 was taken by the authorities, the German authorities, and they didn't remove it so far.
So, you're a young, rising investigative journalist in a foreign country, because you're in Ukraine right now, and this is happening in Germany, your home country. So what does this mean for your future as far as going home? What could you be facing if you went back to Germany right now?
Actually, some some friends told me some other journalists told me that probably if I'm now going back, they would take away my passport, so I couldn't leave the country again.
Okay.
And well, there have been cases where they put journalists without a reason into prison for some months.
Oh,
And afterwards releasing them saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, we are sorry."
Mhm.
I know those cases, and so I'm not going back. And
right.
the worst case would be that I have to go to prison for about 3 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So Alina, can you travel to the EU or to other countries freely, or are you kind of just?
So I don't think so. I wouldn't do that now, because any country could say, they are searching for her, we are giving her to Germany. So
they would involve Interpol in that.
Maybe.
Okay.
So
I see. So what are you going to get an attorney? And again, if I ask you anything, sorry, my cat just jumped up. If I ask you anything that you don't feel comfortable or that, is too confidential, please feel free not to answer.
okay.
But my question was just about if you're able to get an attorney right now or not. So
actually I have, because unfortunately, Germany is now a very, how to explain that, Russophobic country.
yes,
Lots of people hate Russians now because, they are told in the television that Russia is killing civilians. So I somehow can understand the situation, but it got really, really bad. There were even cases where hospitals said we are not taking Russian clients anymore, or unbelievable things going on there. They're refusing. Yes.
They're refusing based on what country someone's from?
Yes.
That's
or restaurants, Russian restaurants, or Russian shops. Well, people just said, no, we're not going to buy on a Russian store anymore. Or there were some supermarkets who threw away all Russian products and so on. It's crazy what's going on there. And they even, yeah. And so there's now there's one political party in the in the German parliament that now founded how to say it, a kind of a group with attorneys and deputies.
Dissidents? What?
Well, politicians in the parliament. What's the word?
Okay, representatives. Okay.
Representatives and attorneys. They founded some kind of association for defending the rights of Russians in Germany.
Oh.
And okay. Yes, and they offered me to defend me.
Okay. Good. Yeah. That's good, right? Okay.